Harry Godber here with Spark Festival, and I'm joined here in our lovely offices at Harbour City Labs by David Brudenell, Executive Director of Decidr AI, and the founder of Decidr AI, Paul Chan. We're very excited that Decidr has come on as a partner of Spark Festival, and I'd like to ask the guys to introduce themselves and tell us a bit about Decidr's role in the New South Wales and Australian innovation ecosystems and what Australian members of Spark Festival have to learn from you guys.
I'll take the question. I think the opportunity is enormous. I think Australia, like in my experience, is always a pioneer, and I think we always punch above our weight. And so I feel very proud of helping to make AI a real force in this country. I think it's a structural change similar to one that I've lived through before, which is moving from analog to digital. I think it's going to affect almost every business and then eventually every citizen in the country. So I think it's really important for everyone to take it seriously, to embrace it, and also to spend um, and invest some time in understanding sort of where to start, and also probably forming some opinions on some pretty big decisions we're all going to have to make, hopefully, as a community.
And I came over to Australia many years ago, not to be discussed on this video, but as a North American coming to Australia, I would agree with Paul. I think Aussies punch above their weight when it comes to innovation and embracing it. And I think too also the tyranny of distance for Australia, or being an island-based country, actually works in its advantage for when it comes to AI. There's lots of opportunity to really work within the domestic environment within Australia, and Australia has pretty much one of everything when it comes to industries and supply chains. And I think when we start to put artificial intelligence and start to link these companies together, it can create a really powerful ecosystem. And also, there's a vibrant community of AI entrepreneurs, with Spark Festival.
Absolutely. So tell us a bit about the company and the products that you have in market and the journey that you've taken to get there.
Okay, so it's been a bit longer than my last startup, which is called Pure Profile. Which I founded in 2000 in the last sort of what I would call large structural technology shift when we went from analog to digital. I think when I left Pure Profile about 6 years ago, a bit more than 6 years ago now, I thought it would take 12 months to put some ideas in place, which was really founded around huge amounts of opportunity to be inside virtually every type of insight within an organization, whether that was market research, academic research, digital transformation. And I guess I found the digital transformation piece and the way in which you could speed up insight, connect with your customer base, and invariably digitize and kind of change the way your products are delivered to the market. So I think as that opportunity was sort of realized over sort of 15, 16 years, I then thought there was a very big opportunity to take a huge amount of those learnings and build a much more holistic opportunity that meant that you didn't have to silo everything out, that you could have a centralized place to keep all of the data, and similar to a very large profile. And we had pretty much some of the biggest profiles in the world from a personal perspective, and then I really had a keen interest in the way that businesses could take that information and really become competitive. So that really evolved into building a whole operating system, um, which is both driven very much by conditional logic, which is sort of proven and powerful and dependable and reliable. But in most cases, you have this challenge where you either need a team of hundreds of people to make all of those functions work. Um, and with the advent of generative AI, you can now take what was really only the possibility and available to very large businesses, and even they were very siloed, and you could sort of reimagine that process. And so Decidr is very much the opportunity, I think, to enable businesses of all sizes to think and act upon their vision. And I'm very excited to now be taking that into the market after some time. And it's been a long, in many cases frustrating, but very rewarding journey.
We're really excited to welcome Decidr, another fantastic Australian startup success story, to the Spark Festival family. And the first event that we'll be doing together in a couple of weeks is the Decider Discovery Day. Tell us a bit about what to expect at the Decider Discovery Day.
Yeah. Here, I'll take this one. AI is a new frontier for most people, and I think a lot of the news cycles and a lot of the content that people are reading is really theory based, and there's a lot out there. And we thought it was a great opportunity, building on Paul's earlier comment about how Decider can bring AI to all businesses. Really, the Discovery Day is about how Decider is bringing practical AI to businesses, how we can really focus on the simple things in businesses, how to grow customers, how to have better NPS scores, how to be more efficient within the organization. And it's that opportunity for us to bring our customers some of our concepts and our really big thinking, right, to the market. And I think there's a lot of startups which kind of face into this as they're building their idea and they're taking their idea to market. I call it the pioneer tax that you have to pay, which is the evidence like this thing is real. The concepts are now behind demonstrations, and there's customers out there saying, yes, this moved the needle for me, and this is how how our customers think about AI and how they put it into their organizations. Because to what Paul said before, we're in this like unique structural shift where what we've seen today is many companies trying to put AI within their current organizations, which is a little bit different to the way we think about Decider, which is how by creating an AI parallel, we can actually build AI as it should be on a clean slate, because AI works differently than humans. And for Decider, it's much more about AI working with humans as opposed to humans working with AI on it. And this is our chance. This is our chance to kind of show everyone, to bring the great audience and community of the Spark Festival to this event, and hopefully we'll learn some cool stuff. We'll network with some great people.
Terrific. It sounds like it'll be a really interesting and wide-ranging discussion. Tell us a little bit about the Australian context for AI development. What are the headwinds and what are the unique opportunities that we face as a country, particularly as a founder, Paul? Why did you choose Australia to base your company?
Well, I think that's a really easy answer because I'm Australian, even though my surname is Chan, and I was born here. I have had the opportunity to work in different countries around the world, and have had teams around the world for most of my career. Spent plenty of time on planes, but I still call Australia home, and there is absolutely no doubt that this is the best country and the best city in the world. And so, given the name of the company is called Decider, and we're very focused on helping people make better decisions at every level, it'd be pretty ironic if I didn't choose the best place to live. And also, I think all of the divide, uh, that geography used to create, I think is drastically disappeared. And I think there's huge amounts of opportunity to continue to travel, but also to continue to build, a thriving ecosystem in this. And it's always happened that Australia and Sydney, has always been able to do that. And I think that's something that I'm certain of, without any doubt.
And Harry, you had the question about some of the headwinds that the Australian AI ecosystem is facing. I think when we look at Australia, as compared to the more popular markets like the U.S. Or even Chinese markets, access to capital, the sophistication of the VC community, and the breadth of, let's say, IMs or pitch decks that that are coming across their desk. I think Australia is making fantastic strides, and they have been over the past decade or so, when it comes to kind of the scale that the U.S. Offers in terms of check size, in terms of the number of meetings that you can do concurrently. And every founder out there would know that a full day of pitching is always a good day of pitching back to back. You don't want empty schedules, and you can do those things in New York and Manhattan. You can do those things in the Valley, and I think that's one of the things that I think the AI ecosystem will face into. However, with the successes of Atlassian and Canva, and there's a litany of great companies out there who have been successful at acquiring VC capital, as well as then executing on the back of it and coming to fantastic outcomes, whether that be private sale or listing or whatever it may be. I think there's really good momentum in the Australian ecosystem, and by no means am I an expert on the area of kind of funding and innovation, but I do see more focus by federal and state governments in trying to create spaces for innovators to find other people to network with. as well as potentially creating kind of that macro environment for them to be able to, germinate their ideas perhaps a bit more quickly with more scale, things like that.
I can't wait to continue the conversation at the Decider Discovery Day very shortly. I look forward to seeing you both there. David Brudenell and Paul Chan, thank you very much for sharing Decider with the Spark Festival family.
Thank you.
Sorry.